after one too many prison hooches, one too many on a night out, a bit of harmless fun, things escalate, a little harmless shove on the dance floor. You think it's a joke, the person turns around, pushes you back, you get a bit angry, you push him back, he throws his drink on you. Before you know it, you're rolling around on the floor, ruining a hell of a good night. It's the same in jail. You're having a good time. One thing leads to another. One harmless, innocent bit of fermented fruit. Too many. And the next thing you know, you're rolling around on the floor with looks like paintball guns pointed at you. I'm sure they're not. I'm sure they shoot more than paintballs at them. Prison riots. I've witnessed one from afar down the block, Wormwood Scrubs. I was down there during Christmas, and I was watching the wing. I forgot the wing. I could see out the window, but they'd all been drinking hooch. Didn't bang up, refused to bang up, and you just see the wing erupt. Fires and windows getting put out, screaming, shouting, laughing. A lot of it is egging people on. There's ego. They want to look big in front of their friends, and they want to look like the big man. So they're the ones smashing the pool tables up, running into the screws office, smashing all the computers. But they're also the first ones that get pulled out once it all calms down, because it always calms down eventually. And they'll be the ones that the screws grab hold of first and take away, and you're never going to see them again. One in Bedford that I missed by a couple of weeks because I got sent to the scrubs. That footage is all over the place. The Bedford one. I had a friend who was in there, and he was telling me that he was sitting in his cell because he wasn't running around. He was a lifer. He wasn't running around. He was sitting in his cell, door open. All of a sudden, he's there because when the mufti comes, the screws that wear the suits, and they got the shields, the riot shields, and they look like stormtroopers. When they come, they sort of bang their things in unison and walk in unison, so their feet are to intimidate you. And he said he heard that, sort of looked, and he see them all coming, bang, 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 bang. People were but then he's noticed that it was prisoners wearing them. Prisoners had got into wherever they hold that stuff and put them on. That stuff's on YouTube as well, I think. I was down the scrubs again when a load of Birmingham boys got bussed in. They'd had a riot up in Birmingham, Winston Green, and they bust them down to the scrubs. That's what happens. You mess around, you do something like that, they'll just ship you 100 miles away. This is the aftermath. This is the good times have been had. The adrenaline surged. The adrenaline's gone. Once the adrenaline's gone, you're gonna give up. Yeah, 'cause then you start thinking about all the things that you're about to lose, and you just give up. This is what happens once you give up. I mean, it's just me, but I would personally say that's some form of humiliation ritual, in it. They're not just making them crawl out; they're making them crawl out on top of each other, stacked up like sardines in a tin. Um, I suppose after putting up with writing prisoners for God knows how many hours, they're entitled to make them crawl like sardines. I mean, look at the firepower these people are carrying. You don't see this in a British Nick. You don't ever see armed screws that are armed, because they are civilians at the end of the day. There's a bit, I suppose it might be different in America, but they're civilians. And arming them to the teeth like that, is it a recipe for disaster? Let me know. I bet the dogs are barking in the background. Did you see that officer just waving the I'm not going to go back. But just waving the cuffs at the geezers, like one just standing there. His mate was next to him, like sort of like gesturing with his nightstick, and the geezer next to him was like just waving the cuffs at someone. Probably been sprayed with CS gas. How many of them are in there? It's like a clown car. Forget stacking up outside like sardines. They're stacked up in there like sardines. Jesus, I bet it's one of them dorms. Got a million bunk beds in it. I mean, after seeing this and seeing these guys crawling about on their bellies like snakes, you can only say, I hope it was worth it for you. I hope it was worth it. I hope this humiliation ritual and the fact that you're probably all never going to see each other again, I hope it was worth it. I hope the inside of that has been totaled, flat packed. Anything less is not worth it. Screws moving in ever so slow. Start snatching them up now. Leaders would be taken first, wouldn't they? The main troublemakers, main instigators of the riot would be taken first. Actually got taken pretty civilised, considering I thought they was going to get manhandled and brutally taken out there quick time. We've got to get to the block yet. Wow. That's what happens at the end. of a prison riot. You crawl out on your belly. You lay on top of each other until the screws say, your turn to go down the block and never come back. How do they finish it in a UK prison? How do they finish a prison riot? Usually when the prisoners give up. It's as simple as that. I mean, to screws your arms to the teeth like that with rubber bullets, real bullets, and CS gas and pepper spray, I'm sure you could be brought under control much more quicker, and you could make prisoners come out like that. But I don't even think you can make UK prisoners come out of the door like that and crawl all over each other and land on top of each other. I just don't see it happening because of that. Because when all a screw's got is maybe a bit of gas nowadays, but in a telescopic, get back, you're not going to crawl out on your belly for that, are you? But you'll crawl out if he's got a pump action pointed at your face. Well, there you go. There you have it. The aftermath of an Oklahoma prison riot. Hope you enjoyed that. If you did, hit the subscribe. And we will chat again. Adios.